By introducing myself. My name is Gogo, and I work with Leo at the University in Vienna for Fine Arts. We're working on 2 projects together. I'm a programmer. I could show some of the programs I did for, let's say, 5 minutes. We could start talking about the 2 projects we are actually doing. Yeah? English keyboard. Well, first I show a synthesizer. I did a generative synthesizer that's kind of a comic approach to generative art because it is generative, but it doesn't change very much, and it tricks you with the interface I just showed. But it was for a very cool project. It was called Sound Drifter. It took place in Linz during the Ars Electronica, and we had 14 streams that were coming in from around the globe. They were all put together in Linz, run into a system that was programmed with C sound. And the people there had speakers installed everywhere, and they were measuring the rooms so they could position the sounds they got. So all 14 streams were positioned sounds that would just wander around in rooms, in 3 different rooms, in fact. And yeah, this was our part. I did this together with Formation Without a Name, Formation ohne Name. So it was a collaboration with them. And all the squares are just generating sounds, except for one that's displaying an equalizer and a Fourier transform of the audio data. Probably we could have sound. Does it
Yeah.
put some sound out? It's just and every time you click next to a module, it's copied. If you click on it, it's turned off. And if you try to drag, you always drag the one that's hidden behind the others. It would even jump to the one that's behind the others. So it would jump, and you always catch others.
Kannst du das an einem Beispiel erklären?
No, I just continue with something else now. Oh. Safari. Come on. This is actually one of the first programs I did for the web. It's a Java application. I don't know if I can show it because I was copying a game. Everybody knows this Simon Says game, and probably a lot of people here had it at home when they were children. And I had mine, and I put it in a gray scale scanner because I had no color scanner. Then I was painting it in Photoshop to have the original colors again, and then I tried to emulate it as cool as possible. I tried to dematerialize even the mistakes it has, because you can trick it if you know the game. It's displaying a sequence of colors and sounds, and you have to repeat that sequence, and the sequence grows 1 every time. So you need to remember that very quickly. But if you would hold the button, it would let you think forever until you release the button. Then you got half a second of time, so you could trick it. And I was even implementing that. So most people think it's just an image because they don't know that they have to turn it on here. And then it just goes like this. Yeah, and if you press the wrong one, it says it's an error. And if you forget about it, it would, after 5 minutes, it would warn you because the batteries are running out if you don't turn it off. So it's just an emulation. Probably I show some text-based stuff. So I need to get home first. Where is this character on this keyboard? It's not where it's supposed to be.
If you change it, you can
Because
change
it's
the
in
keyboard
English.
back.
Keyboard.
There you go, it's back in Danish.
Yeah, this is the battery warning.
It's when you press the wrong key for the, you have to log in again. It has your name.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't seeing that. Okay. Still server. Okay, now I'm at home in my living room again, and here I can go to something I showed yesterday. It's a Python program. Now this program is loading a dictionary, and there are a lot of words in this dictionary. I was working on some software that could classify texts and collect texts that have similar meanings. It would pull them together on a map, and I had to do a dictionary for it, and this was a test for the dictionary, if it's good enough. So if you enter a word like computer, I have to show that. Let's see. It would think a lot, and then it would just display any permutation of these letters. But look every permutation up in a dictionary if it's actually a real word. Yesterday, one guy was asking me how many permutations you would get if you have like about 12 characters. And I was restricting this program to 8 characters because they really, you get a huge number of permutations. It's just amazing. So this one probably takes a minute now just to show all the permutations. I stop it. In the end, it would just display which words have been found in the dictionary. So. Yeah. And I did the dictionary lookup I did for this. It's something I would have to explain in detail. This is a software that tries to put texts together that have similar meanings. So you enter an URL. Can somebody just say some URL where you can find text? Otherwise, I take text.com if it exists. I don't know.
Live.org.
Darkpod. Okay, it would take a list. I only do one. Now it's getting the document from there. It's counting the words, making a vector of the distribution of the words, how often they are used. Divides them by the number of words that are in the text. So it's kind of normalized. Then you get a huge vector. Then this vector is reduced. Then it's going into a map. And in the map, it's trying to find the most similar vector, and this is where it is staying, and then it tries to adapt to that text. So if you put a lot of words in, you probably get a map where the topology of the documents that are inside are really the ones who have words in them that are related to each other, they would be close together. Okay. Now quick for serious talk, for hyper audio learning, for 200 other projects. Don't have any more time.
Oh no, I think we have. If you don't have questions now, we can say what you could question. Just a lot of hell. So actually, maybe some of you have been there on the start of the conference on Monday. I was talking about 6 theoretical positions since the 50s. That I thought were important for the, let's say, next decade of talking about coding and about coding as an art form. There are 2 projects that I could show that you would say, hey, what does that have to do with coding? And I would say it has to do with the code that academic knowledge is stored and conveyed as the same as artistic knowledge. And if you think for the next decade, I would say that to make not only hacks but other projects of reconstellating academic knowledge, and could be the knowledge to learn languages, etc. To reconstellate that in the normal, away from what maybe most of those who are 40 have experienced as their school, etc., etc. I would say the school educations, they will stay. At the same time, you maybe remember our friend from Barcelona who did the last conference talk. He's studying at a teaching professor, real professor, at a virtual university in Barcelona, and they have 30,000 students already, which do 4-year courses. And he told me that the normal universities are quite feel endangered, and they want to go on the web now as well. What will we have then? We will have then directors of universities who say, oh, these 3 guys, they will think like a label, yeah? Which they do now normally as well, but these 3 professors, they're really good, they can talk, their rhetoric is good, they always have fresh, new research to give, they're very good in introductory, which is very important to do. So let's go to HAL.
I was trying to start HAL. I can ping it from my server at home, but I cannot actually access to it.
Yesterday.
Show us in links.
It's hal.net.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, I would say just to
Okay.
to
We switch to series mode.
Yeah.
So hyper audio learning, I just convey you the concept, and then you may look at it another time. Hyper audio learning would mean everything that I talk now can be transcribed. Nobody will do that because it's not worth it, and it takes a lot of time. But for some other things, that would be nice. Maybe for this, what they say now, that was 5 minutes, and that was starting with something that is indexable, obviously. Yeah? So if you now think of the best 10 lectures of your university life that you ever had, it could be an evening lecture, it could be a whole series. Pop is offline as well, or what?
No, I think
I want to see one of my websites till I go,
I tried HAL again in another class because it would not.
So HAL is really about. I only have an audio object there, and for people who are interested, they can listen at home, and they don't have the normal pressure of the university, that you don't try to ask. So, but how can we, if we have like let's say 2,000 hours of really complex content, introduction into math, how to learn Japanese, the beginning of video art in the 1870 or something.
Did I misspell something here?
Sorry? No?
It's really funny, both are offline. Is there war or something? Somebody read the newspaper?
I couldn't see Aarhus when I went outside.
Okay. So I mean, we only will do will do these projects if there's no war. Obviously, no.
You can describe it to us.
Oh, yeah, I describe it to you. So hyper audio learning would show you minutes and then indexes. And then you could say, I want to have an orbit view as well. So orbits would be little, micro referats, which are dealing with a theme. That would be, for instance, think everybody talks about, like a book by Foucault, Michel Foucault, or any toys action. Yeah. So many times people talk about that, and sometimes they would say Michel Foucault was this and that. That would be introductory. So the orbit view would be for 3 minutes green on the left of it, because green means easy. But then how this could be a data object. Introduction in English of 3 minutes into Michel Foucault, easy language. Yeah? That could be what we call a green olive orbit. Yeah? And if it's quite hard, and if somebody is putting 10 years of research on Michel Foucault into half an hour somehow, that would be great. Yeah? Then it should be indexed. If you listen to it, oh dear, it's a Bordeaux. The Bordeaux is really hard, the Bordeaux orbits, and that could be even a 30-minute Bordeaux orbit. But then in 10 years we think that maybe I would look for Bordeaux orbits about Michel Foucault, and then I go on a stream and I see from minute 17 to minute 21, I will get it. It's really about searching something that we can't search at the moment in data format, like audio streams, that easily. And then going to something where I find special knowledge of people that, and the nice thing is you always hear it, yeah. So you always have somebody speaking, and that's why we call it hyper audio learning. If you shorten it, it's HAL, and HAL was somebody where you didn't know whether the machine was speaking or not, and then we have funny, or and that could be for art as well. I mean, this is obviously my passion, to put academic content next to art content, and have other worldviews next to academic stuff.
I've seen the project presented before, and I think it's the basic idea is transcription, right? Is mass collaborative transcription of spoken text,
content,
of spoken content. So that's a really good idea. And I have 2 questions that just might, because we're running out of time slightly. Are the Brunos here? Bruno's 19 to 21.
I'm going to go look for them on the.
Okay. If not, then we've got a little bit of extra time. But yeah, I have 2 questions. Just one is, what's the granularity? So what's the smallest unit of idea or text or whatever that can be referenced? And the other one is, how do people get involved on an individual level and on an institutional level? Because that seems important.
Granularity is 1 minute in terms of time. And because any spoken word content has a time index, we stick to that. It can be 23 minutes. If it goes bigger, if it's an hour, we would suggest that you make salamis of 30 minutes. Yeah, so that people, for instance, in Eastern Europe, for instance, in Africa, can have a go as well. Don't put too big files, but that might be changing in the next years. How on an individual level? If you're a fan of something, of a great radio session, for instance, there's an example of people that we approached. They have about 160 radio features that can be sent on the net. Now there's one individual fan that has them all, so we would give him an own form to. So all this is going to be a CMS, a content management system, built on this is it. Oh wow. Okay, now
this is UML at least. So
this is 2.5 years of research, about 7 days of content. How can you find again visually, when you have been there, what you want to re-listen? How can you tell other people about something?
And to explain the diagram, it's an UML diagram, and UML is, I think, Unified Modeling Language, and you can describe the relation of objects with it. And now when I work in my company, my boss has written a script that can actually make a skeleton of a program out of such an UML description. So we can work on a very visual level when we start doing projects. And I have made experience with customers when you sit there and you point and click on boxes and draw some lines, they can follow. If you sit there and write some code, they probably might say, well, I need to do something else.
Should
they
I
are
make
gone.
a quick go through here or
Yeah,
no?
until the Brunos arrive.
To the Brunos? You tell me then, yeah?
You got 19 seconds.
19
Okay.
seconds.
No,
Yes.
And we do it with Clone, to advertise for Clone a
But
little here.
how do people get involved? I mean, I can
Okay.
see the point of the project, but I'm kind of interested in how, as an individual or as an institution, one would get involved.
So that was for the
in
individuals. You have fan
Okay.
content. We have some questions for you. For instance, can you cater for the copyright questions,
Mhm.
or do we have to do this? Then do we have to do the stream or not? It's really technical questions in the beginning, and this is going to be a CMS. So you will say, I want to do a new project in hyper audio learning. So I get an own project. If you're an institution, we might have another deal. So just to bring the work, to separate it. Okay, we might give you an own instance, an own web application server, and
Because
so
it's
then you have the full control about everything.
once the software is finished, we do it with Clone. It's a content management system based on SOAP. SOAP is based on the programming language Python, and it's pretty cool. Once the project is finished, it's just the item you add, like you add, let's say, a document, but you add a whole hyper audio learning server with one click. And then inside of it you can have all the security restrictions you need. You can say, well, everyone who is anonymous can just view everything, but the people who really add content, contribute to the site should be reviewed. Yeah, a lot of people were asking me, you do translation, do you use software for doing the translation? I always say, no, we will never, not until there is software that can actually translate, and I think it will take like 50 years for us to do a software that can translate. So we use human beings who have mother tongues and they know languages, and we try to find good people who can do the translations.
Good. Another question? The last thing I could add is seriouspop.com. That will happen in November, 22nd of November. Some of the people that organized this Run Me or that were speaking will be there as well. And it has to do with why did the appropriation of fascistoid theater in pop culture and fun culture start in Eastern Europe and was the first Eastern band in MTV. And that was the group Laibach from Ljubljana. And we asked this question and asked ourselves what forms of pop have been politically relevant in Belgrade and are today relevant in the West. What interactions with fine arts, intellectuality, and conceptualism are interesting for the pop culture of the future. So thank you very much.
Thanks.